You are completely entitled to opinions that are not supported.
Hello everyone, welcome to Division 1 here tonight, and it is the Italian Grand Prix. Well, we've had so many great Italian Grand Prix over the past 7 days, and we come to an end of our European journey of hyperdrive this season before we go on to the flyaways over in Singapore. And of course, we was meant to have a week break, I think, next week. However, that has been shifted forward because of the Canadian Grand Prix, of course. And talking of real life Formula 1, remember that the Miami Grand Prix, is that the official title for it? I think so. I don't know. I can't keep up with it these days. But Miami, of course, will be on at 8:30. So we have shifted Division 1 forward slightly, and we've only going to have a short qualifying session. And how is that going to do in terms of the drivers and all that kind of stuff? Well, we'll find out. But before we do so, we'll take over for the drivers and the constructor stand-in, shall we? Before we get into any of that stuff. And of course, this is going to be the shortest race in terms of time, I think, whilst next week is going to be an endurance race in terms of time, as we'll be nudging on races well past the hour mark, I think, especially we get rain and safety cars in Singapore. It's a brutal circuit as well, 23 turns around here. It's only 11 turns around Monza here in the Temple of Speed, a historic circle indeed, isn't it, of course, where the Tifosi will be expected. And well, we'll talk about who'll be driving the Ferrari in just a jiffy. Let's just talk about the Division 1 driver standards, and it is Danger Times who leads by 98.5 points now. If he wins tonight, I think that he will be in, he may be in prime position to maybe be the first champion of all divisions in hyperdrive this season if his cards fall right in Singapore in a week's time. So it'll only be 150 points up for grabs left. It's, so he's not too far away from almost being the champion of hyperdrive, the first champion of hyperdrive. Fantastic, isn't it, to hear? But can't Blaze stop him at one, and Blaze has had. Unfortunately for Blaze, it has been the DNFs that I think has cost him this season, unfortunately. He is second at the moment. Epic then, who's in third, 9.5 points away from Blaze. Can he get that runner-up spot? We'll soon see. Sly Guy down in fourth. Fifth position is Troy, 47 points away from Sly Guy at the moment. Sully in sixth position. Strong season for Sully. He's gone under the radar, which is a bit of a shame from a bit of a disappointer, really, isn't it? Because I think he needs to be praised a lot more. Julian in seventh position. A strong first season for Julian. Sloth in eighth position. Then Chazza in ninth. Up and down season for Chazza. Crazy Bill, I think, has been outstanding this season in 10th position now. And then in the bottom three at the moment, Clarkey was on 0 points. Has unfortunately dropped back down to -2 as he has had a discrepancy in terms of the attendance, and that means he's now got another -2 against his account. Mr. Rage, this is his first race that he's racing since tonight, since he raced in the French Grand Prix just over a couple of races ago now, but he's back in action. Hopefully get some hopefully get some points on the board. Black Box then currently in the relegation zone as well, but only 3 points behind at Knowles at the moment, who's only 7 points in front of Pillars, behind Pillars as well. So the relegation battle, I think, is going to really heat up in the next 6 rounds or so. Constructors Championship, McLaren got 150 points advantage over Williams in second position. Ferrari are third, kind of no man's land Ferrari at the moment. And Mercedes are in fourth position. Fifth position is the Aston Martin. Alfa Romeo in sixth position, and Alpine are seventh. Red Bull are in eighth position. Alpha Tauri ninth, and Haas are down in 10th position. Miserable season for the Haas team, unfortunately. Let's just take a review of what else has gone on in hyperdrive this week if you haven't been able to catch up. Box Tower, another great drive last night, and of course Denzer got his first Grand Prix win of this campaign, I think, then with a great win last night then, which has propelled him up to 14th in the standings then. Box Tower 28 points now in front of V Robbie. Menace Max, who had a driver of the day performance last night, brilliant stuff indeed for Menace Max, but he's now third in the championship, 38 points away from Box Tower, and Sam Swift a further 39 points away from Menace Max, unfortunately. Relegation zones at the moment is Smith, Nigel and Al Hancourse. Nigel's just stepped into the Mercedes camp, as so of course take that with a pinch of salt. Division 3 at the moment is is heating up, and it's yo-yoing around between Cowie and KD. Of course KD was unfortunately had a mishap there from one of the McLaren drivers that nerfed him off in the first chicane, unfortunately, which potentially cost him some valuable points there, but he's now dropped down to second in the title with Cowie retaking the lead there. Gamer is 35 points back from Cowie at the moment in the top three. The top three are 80 points in front of Shatters in fourth position. Relegation zone in Division 3, however, we take this as a picture sort as well. Bradfield, Shane and Deacon. I'm not sure if they're racing anymore, to be honest. In Division 4, the biggest gap apart from Division 1 in terms of the title race is Division 4. Nigel has really sprinted away in the last couple of races or so. The mid-season, Nigel has been impeccable, hasn't he, to say the least. Nigel, 89 points in front of Adam in second, with Wilson getting that final promotion spot in third position. Relegation zone, Diashi, Slayer and Senna, but Diashi and Senna have only just joined at Division 4. Division 5, Florin is taking the lead in the championship from Gordo, who has dropped down into second, with Starburst in third position as well. Top three separated by 5 points there. Paris is 55 points away from Starburst at the moment, but I think it's about 60 points away from the championship as well. But can count out Paris, who's on a rich run of form now. But what an incredible battle, Division 5. This has been my favourite battle so far. No one can seem to get a grasp. Remember, Gordo had such a good start, and it seems to slip back slightly recently. In the relegation, Brooke Gorilla on 0 points, -3 for Storm, -3 for Liam D as well. Ghost is only 3 points up the road as well. So it's going to be a tight-toed, a squeaky bum time, I think, for Division 5 and staying in that division. Division 6, Bob leads by 14 points now from Dynamo Dan in second and J-Dog in third position. The two McLarens are still hot on the heels of the Alpine driver. I think the top three have got quite a nice margin now in terms of the points gap at the moment. Now, so I had a visitor there. Hello, Alex. Goodness gracious me. Paul in fourth position, 59 points away at the moment. In the relegation zone is Chronic, Winnie, and Natty. In Division 7, Ash Tuber, you've heard a whisper that he is not racing tomorrow. That's a golden opportunity for B Rabbit and Junior to maybe sneak in and take that Division 7 title. Ash Tuber I think he's led the championship from start to now, hasn't he, Ash Tuber has there? Interesting stuff indeed. Acid Masters, Kiki and Acid Masters has got points. Kiki and Slipper Tuna yet to get off the mark at the moment. Hello to you, Baguette, then. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, good evening to you. Madam, lady. She was just saying as well, and the biggest achievement is Division 6, the fact that I have frauded my way into the top 10 in the standards. I've done the same as well. You're only 2 points behind me now, Baguette. I've got to say, I'm a bigger fraudster than you. Goodness me, I don't know how I've got that high up in Division 6. It's beyond me. I don't know. I've got 32 points. So there we go. I think, obviously, I must be very friendly with Alibi to get me some points on the slide. Of course, we cannot be saying that, can we? Goodness gracious me. I think if anything, I think Alibi would try to take points away from me because I'm a bit of a lippy so-and-so, ain't I? And Baguette is coming for me, good gosh. To be honest, it's going to take much effort, to be fair. I'm quite slow. I'm really gutted I missed Italy this week because the next races in Singapore on Rubber Shot. Japan I love, but on Rubber Shot. USA, I don't like the circuit on Rubber Shot. Mexico, if everyone gets penalties, I might get a podium again, I suppose. Brazil, I love it, but unfortunately, a safety car usually destroys me. And I can't remember the rest. And in the joint constructors, Ferrari leads 62.5 points in front of McLaren. AlphaTauri in third. Alpine are in fourth position as well. Fifth is the Alfa Romeo. Haas are in sixth. Red Bull are seventh. Eighth position is the Mercedes, 9th is the Williams, and 10th is the Aston Martin then. The joint constructors, I think that it is so close in the joint constructors. Absolutely love it indeed then. Of course, the reason why we're a bit early tonight is mainly because we've got the Miami Grand Prix. I've heard there's a sprinkling of rain going around. I'm not sure if that was just a short, sharp shower or whatnot, but there was a sprinkling of rain about 10-15 minutes ago, which would definitely entice it up indeed then. I'm a bit, I must admit, I wasn't sold really on the Miami circuit when I seen it. Like, when I seen some of the visuals about going on board and going around the circuits and stuff, or the visuals, I wasn't really sold on it. But I must say, I've been watching practice 1, 2, 3 and qualifying. I quite like the track, actually. It just goes to show that you can't really judge it until you're there, can you? So Yeah, I'm not sure what you guys think about it, but I really enjoyed the track actually. So yeah, good stuff indeed. Then I would like to hear if you guys enjoy the track or not. So I'm looking forward to racing on it next year. But that doesn't make much difference really because if I enjoy the track, I'm usually pretty rubbish at it. A case in point was the Dutch Grand Prix a week ago. Right, of course, remember tonight it is short qualifying, of course, because we got to get this wrapped up before the 8:30 start of the Miami Grand Prix, of course. But tonight, Danger Times could be edging closer to being the first ever hyperdrive at Division One world champion tonight. Then, if he plays his cards right, we got a familiar face of PB of a former PBE and ALR fame in terms of Eat the Cookie, who will be back in the Ferrari tonight. So that's really good to see. Yeah, indeed. Then, of course, Eat the Cookie. I remember commentating on him a couple of seasons ago. Then, when he had a good old battle between himself and Emerson. Unfortunately, he did go away slightly towards the end there, as Soft has given me some kind of, is that an M&M thing? I don't know. I got to get my eyes tested, I think, or I might have to get a bigger phone. I do have this Note phone, which is usually quite a big phone, isn't it? I did find my pen as well the other day, which is fantastic news. I thought I lost it on a night out, but actually I didn't lose it at all. It was at a friend's house, luckily, when we went for pre-drinks. So good stuff about that. Of course, I shouldn't really be talking about my social activity, should I? Should be talking more about today. I think it's Sir David Attenborough's 96th birthday today, so happy birthday to David Attenborough. And also, I think it's 40 years today that we lost the legend, Gilles Villeneuve, one of the best drivers. I think he is one of the best drivers now to win a world championship, Gilles Villeneuve. And just the fact that how he drove that Ferrari was incredible. Well, McLaren and Ferrari was absolutely incredible, wasn't it? You see some of the pictures of him like driving in Zandvoort with only 3 wheels on his car because he had a puncture and then his rear tire got ripped off, did it? And then he was dragging it down, and then he was like doing a wheelie going down the back straight, which was quite interesting indeed. One of my favourite clips of all time is the 1979 French Grand Prix at Dijon, I think it is, where he's banging wheels. Was it with René Arnoux? I think it was in the Renault. So I'm not very good. I don't know much about these 70s and early 80s of Formula One, to be honest. I think 90s is my bag, really. Oh, goodness gracious me! Good old days as well, where you can have like blonde tips on your hair and all that kind of stuff. Goodness me, you won't be able to get away with that now, will you? Having said that, there's a lot of 90s stuff coming back in the shops at the moment, which is good stuff indeed. I might have to get out my old wardrobe. Unfortunately, I have put on a few pounds around the old rear posterior area, so hopefully they're elasticated. But some of the scenes you see from Gilles Villeneuve and René Arnoux is fantastic. I think wasn't it 81 as well, where there was like a 5-car battle in the Spanish Grand Prix. It wasn't Jerez or Barcelona. I can't remember what the circuit was. It was. I must admit, it looked like a dust ball, to be honest. I don't know what circuit it was. If anyone can help me out, that'd be fantastic. But it was a 5-car shootout, and I know that John Watson was in there as well. I think that I don't know, to be honest. I remember seeing Alicia in there as well. Goodness gracious me, my memory's failing me. But, oh dear. Right, we're planning on getting away about 7 o'clock. However, we've only got 16 drivers in this session at the moment, so we've got a few drivers missing, whether they have not set their alarm clocks or whatnot. However, having said that, I certainly have set my alarm clock for this one, because, yes, indeed, that I've also made sure that I got up later, because it's going to be a late night for us, because, of course, we start racing in Miami at 8:30. Hopefully we'll start racing in this one in just a jiffy as well here tonight. And of course, one incredible week we've had here of Hyperdrive this week. We've had some incredible battles, some tears along the way as well. Of course, as I mentioned, KD in Division 3, unfortunately I've mentioned that twice now, so I'm not going to be on his Christmas card list. But it's such a great battle between KD and Cowie. Both the AlphaTauri drivers are doing a supreme job in that Division 3 title race. And, as we got to Geordie saying, hello, good evening to you, Geordie, as well as I quickly get comfortable, because I think we're about to begin with 16 drivers. So this is short qualifying, and so this is like old school format, if anyone watched the Formula 1 in the 90s and early noughties, where, remember, they used to have an hour, didn't they? No Q1, Q2 or Q3, it was just a straight 1 hour, 4 sets of tyres, and you go as quick as you can in that 1 hour. Of course, however, it's not as long as that. We've only got 18 minutes, and we are limited on tyres, of course, with 3 sets for the soft tyres, and I think 1 set for the medium tyres, I think, isn't it? So that's your tyre allocation for 18 minutes of this qualifying session. And we're ticking down now, man. Of course, as I mentioned, Danger Times had 6 Grand Prix wins this season. Of course, last time about that, it was a great, it was a very great, it was a good emotional win for Sloth, wasn't it? Sloth, who is, I don't think he's really, I think that he hasn't had much to write on about this season, no disrespect to Sloth, and his best result was actually the Belgian Grand Prix up until last week, and then he absolutely incredible Grand Prix win there, wasn't it, for Sloth? He won his first race of his career in a magnificent style in Division 1 there, and he was overjoyed with that, and hopefully that will now spur him on then and get him some. Hopefully that will spur him on and getting some good results then later on. There got a reserve for Nathan JB, who I think this is his first time he's racing in Division 1. Good stuff indeed. Then of course Mr. Rage, as I mentioned, this is his second time racing here this season. And he hasn't raced since the French Grand Prix, so maybe a bit rusty there, Mr. Rage. He's very quick in a Formula 2 car, but these Formula 1 machines are slightly different. More downforce, of course. Then Eat the Cookie, as I mentioned, this is his first race in a very long while. Eat the Cookie, as he used to be a quick customer indeed, a quick cookie indeed, you could say. See how that one goes out. But yeah, so there are the so that's so we've got 2 debutants here tonight. Then Eat the Cookie and Nathan JB17. Then we're ticking down then for the start. Then as we are on pit road, which I should not say pit road. I've been listening to Danica Patrick over the past couple of days. I may also get the old slang out with those sticky tires as well. Not sticky tires, stickers, wasn't it, that she called it, which I found quite funny. Of course, that slang came back when the groove tire, when the slick tires used to have nothing but they had stickers to show that they literally just brand new out of the wrapping kind of thing. Of course, you don't get that these days. So in terms of the qualifying then format, then so this is basically like a Q2 session, if that makes sense. So if you qualify in the top 10, you must start on a tire which you set your fastest time on, of course. So that rule still applies, albeit we've only got one qualifying session tonight. Then as this one is going to be done quite quickly. Black Box out of the pits. Black Box has been a revelation, hasn't he, since coming from Division 2 to Division 1 then, in terms of getting Haas very much back into the swing of things. They've had an appalling season, the American-based team, haven't they? Very much akin to the real-life world of Formula 1 in 2021. But Black Box there has now really got them going, I think, the Haas team, because they have been pretty horrific, to say the least. We've got a lovely sunset here in Italy tonight, here in the Italian park. I think is it Monza Park or Milan? No, I think it's Monza Park. I don't know, to be fair. Yeah, so Black Box's first one out on the circuit. He's coming through the first of the 2 Lesmos. This is the second Lesmo, and then just joined the session as well. Of course, slightly late, but luckily this is a short qualifying session, so hopefully we'll be getting his car bolted up and ready to go. If the drivers do join late, then I think that they might not be able to choose their cars, but they will still be representing the same constructor, and then of course a part of the Alfa Romeo campaign as well. Only 32 points this season. His teammates got double the points, Sully has, and I think Sully, as I mentioned earlier on the show, he's not here tonight, unfortunately, so I'm not going to give him too many props tonight. It'll be next week, hopefully, when he's back in then. Blaze saying, I completely forgot it's earlier. Can I still join? Blaze is asking then. I think you can if you voted. Make sure that it's okay with Fark, my good man. On board with Black Box, that is, we are now powering down to the first chicane. It was modified back in 2001, I think it was. Of course, you don't. There's a sausage curve on the inside there that really hurts you, don't it? Now accelerated away then. Now coming up into the Grand, coming through Curva Grande, as we've got a yellow flag out there at the moment then. And we've got Esports then, who has he's got his mic on there, so I think that they may have to turn that off into the Della Roger chicane, and that was a lot that the car was not very compliant through there, was it, for Black Box? And the car was just getting very lazy there through the Della Roger chicane, not taking too much curb, but Black Box wasn't in the first of the left. Second left, we're coming up that DRS, and he's going to beep in the drivers here. He has got it very much loud and proud. Then Blaze is also in the session as well. Fantastic stuff indeed. I'm going to be so thrown by drivers in different cars, because the Andage is in the Alpha Tauri tonight, so that has completely thrown me. We've got Black Box, a hop, a skip and a jump then over the Scars came one of the most brutal turns on the course. Unfortunately, talking of Farfen, he did end his Italian Grand Prix on Friday in the war, unfortunately, which I did find quite amusing, to be fair, but that's because I'm an evil Cleaver. The final turn then, as Black Box goes fast, it's out at 20.315. 5 to start us on our journey. What about the Mercedes behind the Boxtel? He's on the medium tyres, of course. He's 8 tenths of a second back at the moment. Boxtel is at, as the drivers are still filtering in here at the moment. I'm allowed to take over my car. I think you are, my good sir. There, yeah. Take over your McLaren car and get in there, my good sir. Get in there like swimwear. Black Box then, who's fastest, and Jordy Boxtel is second at the moment. Nathan has just gone into third fastest. Tygo is just gone third fastest because Mr. BT 2004 in the Mercedes-Benz car has gone pole position, I should say. I know who was that then? Is someone just hopped up there. Danger Thomas is the slowest of the time runner so far, the championship leader. There's the Ferrari in the background of Eat the Cookie. Of course, Eat the Cookie 4 tenths of a second away from Mr. BT at the moment. But to Eat the Cookie, we know, of course, we know about his talents from yesteryear, don't we? Car 88, I think that is in the Ferrari then, and I think the Tifosi would be very happy to have Eat the Cookie and Mr. Rage in their cars for tonight. What about Julian then coming down into the Michele Alboreto curb, or the Parabolica as we're going to call it? I mean, Alboreto is a legendary Ferrari driver, isn't he? But Parabolica does sound better, doesn't it? No disrespect to Michele Alboreto. Julian goes second faster. No one is going to the 19th yet, apart from Mr. BT. Who Mr. BT, I think this is his third Grand Prix start tonight, if I'm not very much mistaken. It is indeed. He's driven in the Alfa Romeo both times, but hopefully he's got a different, he'll have a different run of luck then, because he's not finished the race so far yet, Mr. BT hasn't, but he is a quick customer. He got pole position. Was it last month or the week before? I can't remember now. Goodness gracious me then. But whatever the case may be then, Boxtel is going at 7 fast at the moment. Mr. Rage then currently is at Nathan has just gone into 6 fastest. Tygo on his second lap then has gone second fast. Remember, if you get into the top 10, you have to start on these tyres when you set your fastest time on the course, as he's using a lovely cheeky bit of slipstream now for the Alfa Romeo coming out of the pits now. I don't know which Alfa Romeo that is. We normally it would be Andenge, but it's not Andenge at the moment. Look at the sunshine coming out of Curva Grande. My goodness me, Andenge's out qualifying, so is Clarkey. That sunshine right in the eyes of the driver there going through Curva Grande. Yellow flag in free in the Parabolicas. I think that's one of the Aston Martins just revving up and letting it go then. I think that's Troy, who's had a great season, Troy has, hasn't he then? Look at this, and as Mr. Rage said, using that curve there to steer through the second left row. Beautifully done there from Mr. Rage, and now going under the old circuit before rising back up and into the Ascari chicane then. Good stuff indeed from Mr. Rage. Of course, Mr. Rage is from if my memory serves me right, which is very, which I've got to say, take with a pinch of salt. I think he did very well in qualifying, didn't he? The race he did drop down a bit, didn't he? But he's now then diagonal the straight coming over into the final Parabolica. Look at those brake discs glowing on that Ferrari, on that Scuderia Ferrari there, almost off the circuit there. You have to use every inch of the track and then some for Mr. Rage. Out of the follow turn, he's 8 fastest there, and he is the slowest at the time runner so far. Danger Times, the championship leader, who is who's his teammate is Blaze tonight. And so Blaze has picked a right car. Good stuff indeed there for Blaze. As we've got Danger Times, and I think he is carrying on. He is carrying on. This is third lap on the medium tyres, up to 8 fastest. Danger Times is at the moment there. So I wonder if that is just if that's a tyre issue, or if that is generally just a Fast Danger Times Knowles doing a lovely service there to his teammate Troy. And of course, in terms of getting a slipstream now, we might see a lot of slipstream in here tonight. Lovely helmet design, by the way, from Troy. Absolutely mint. Troy goes fastest so far, and that is provisional pole position, of course. There's only one qualified. Knowlesy back in the pits, and so I think that Knowlesy has just been a tower there, hasn't he? He's been an absolutely fantastic tower indeed then. So good stuff. But Knowlesy, you would wonder if Troy might help that return that favour then. But Troy is currently fastest so far by a tenth of a second now from Julian, who's gone second fastest in the Williams car. On board with Slough and a float over the Ascari chicane. Yellow flag in the Curva Grande as Troy is just crawling back to the garage. But Robbie, who is that? Blaze gone 4th fast at the moment, and Robbie is on the lap at the moment. We're sticking with Slough and Blaze has gone 4th in the McLaren. Look how close it is, and in the top 4, top 5 positions already in this session there. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Over the grid, Hatchins there. Slough is done at 27, as I think that was more of a cool down lap then. Here comes Robbie, of course, second in the Division 2 Championship standings there. Lost a bit of ground to Boxtel in the last couple of weeks or so, hasn't he? Robbie has there, but hopefully but of course, he's wobbling the car there. There's something wrong there. Is there something wrong with the steering wheel on the AlphaTauri? Of course, AlphaTauri have had great history over here in the past couple of years. I remember their 2 wins have come here as well, haven't they? Of course, in the 2008 Italian Grand Prix under the Toro Rosso guys. Then, of course, with Sebastian Vettel, who you may have heard of, and he went on to become a 4-time world champion, now driving for the Aston Martin team, and of course also Pierre Gasly as well in the 2020 Italian Grand Prix. Absolutely, that was fantastic days. That was a fantastic day's race indeed. Soft is about 7 seconds up in the second split time then, so definitely very much look at those brake discs glowing in under the shadow of the trees. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. We've had a couple of sprinkling of rain affected races over the past couple of days. I've heard nothing about rain so far tonight, but as the cookie has gone off, and he's gone off in a big way, I think. Let's just take a look then, and yeah, he's gone off going go dear, oh dear, so that's not good at all then. And just taking a look to see if I can find the yeah, Cookie is right in the middle of the road there. That's very unusual what's happened there to Cookie. I have no idea how that's happened there. And Epic's had to abandon his lap here as well, and that's not good, unfortunately. Chazza then just coming out of the first chicane there. Of course, the lovely green helmet there from Chazza, and away he goes then through Curva Grande. I'm not sure how Cookie has ended up there then, but his first race back is unfortunately ended up scraping the barrier there, which is not good to see there for all you Cookie fans. Boxtel 8/10 a second up in the second split time. This is good lap indeed for Boxtel. Of course, Jordi Boxtel has already had a couple of pole positions, I believe, so far in his career. No, he hasn't. I apologise profusely. He's had a couple of pole positions in Division 2, but not in Division 1. Then could this be his first pole position in his Division 1 career? Out of the final turn there for Boxtel. 6 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Make that 7, I should say. And that's pole position. We felt that, didn't we, when we came through the second sector, being 8/10 a second up. That's a magnificent time. And yes, indeed, Troy down the second now then, but a magnificent qualifying lap there from Boxtel. And it could be his first pole position of his Division 1 career so far. Here comes Chazza into the Michele Alboreto turn then, and look at that, there is the car looking very good there for Chazza. Out of the parabolic, across the line, 7 fast, a whisker in front of his teammate. Look how close these guys are. It's incredible, isn't it there? Less than 10 seconds separates the both Red Bull drivers of Tygo and goodness me, and the talk about that's not anymore though, because Tygo has just gone second fastest out of 2 Division 2 drivers, a second and first now in this qualifying session. Magnificent stuff indeed. Oh, I've just been asked to go watch Doctor Strange. Unfortunately, that person doesn't know me very well because of course they should know that Formula One is my bread and butter. As of course, and if I wasn't commentating on this, I wouldn't be. Chances are just rolling off there, and Soft is on the dolly wheels. Of course, if I wasn't watching F1, I'll be commentating on this anyway then. But yeah, I do want to go and watch Doctor Strange. I've actually finally watched the new Spider-Man film today. I know I'm like almost half a year behind everyone else, but I got there. I've only just watched Hawkeye as well, actually. And of course, any of you Marvel fans out there, of course, I'm going well off topic anyway. We need to, but I think we can't get back on topic, don't we? Because here is the World Championship leader. It is Danger Times, and he's now coming into the sky as well. Way down in 12th position at the moment. Danger Times is there. Lovely shot. I love that shot when the brake discs are glowing and they go to almost 1,000 degrees centigrade or something or thereabouts. Does that sound right? I don't know. It probably does. Yeah, you look at this dying in the straight again. Then before he gets a lovely wide exit into the Parabolica onto the AstroTurf, and he's in the pits. Danger Times is then. Danger Times has not been. I love the helmet, by the way, from Mr. Race. That's fantastic, isn't it? Of course, the Ferrari are expectant, aren't they? Here in this Italian Grand Prix, BT is in Vade this time, and Mr. Blazer, who's just currently on a quick lap, then into the first chicane as well. Sorry, the Della Roger chicane, I should say. Mr. Rage then, who's now coming into the Parabolica as well. What can Mr. Rage do then? Look at this, at 200 miles an hour in the Ferrari. He is currently 13th out of 13 qualifiers so far. We haven't had any other drivers qualify yet. Then Epic is out on circuit as well. Mr. Rage goes 8 fast. That's a great time for the Ferrari driver. Lovely. Robbie, who's now coming down into Parabolica as well. There he is then. Oh my word! That I've had a packet of whisper bites, and they are starting to really repeat on me now. But V Robbie, oh my word! That's a great time. Division 2 drivers 1, 2, 3 so far, and goodness me, the future's looking bright, isn't it? For those drivers, absolutely magnificent stuff indeed. Then really well done indeed from those drivers. Absolutely superb. On board now with Epic the Animal floating over the Ascaris chicane. Then now he is coming down the back straight. What can Epic can do then? The Epic is currently only a handful of points behind Blaze Mode, and they can get second position in the championship. There's his teammate in the background of Julian, who's taken a lovely slipstream here. Julian is currently 5th at the moment now, and let's see then. I'm wondering then, because remember, we got a slipstream from Troy, got a slipstream from his teammate Nolte. Epic goes into 5th fast, but no, Julian back in the pits. I wonder if Julian actually slipstreamed Epic around there, maybe. I'm not seeing as much tone as what I thought I would out there. Chaz has done 3 laps on those soft tires, so those tires may start to struggle. When 3 minutes go in this session, as I think drivers now going to come back in the pits from a final set of soft tires, and before they go for the final shebang then for pole position. And Boxtel currently on pole at the moment. As I mentioned, this will be his first pole position of his career in his Division 1 career. Let's go on board now with Boxtel, shall we? There it goes over the grid hatches as well. There's a start lap then here tonight. Then of course we have 27 laps around the Italian Grand Prix that is coming our way in just a jiffy. Remember, we are starting slightly earlier tonight then due to the Miami Grand Prix, which is going to be a very interesting race indeed. Then of course I'd like to hear your thoughts about the Miami Grand Prix. I wasn't really sold on the circuit personally when I first seen it. When I first in a virtual lap, and also just seeing the track map as well, I was like, I wasn't really too keen on it, but I must say it's a really good circuit. I quite enjoy it. It's a very frustrating circuit, especially I think it's like 11, 12, 13 and 14, isn't it? Around that area. That's a fantastic piece of track. Well, it's not really a fantastic piece of racetrack at all. It's an aero generator, as they call it. I absolutely love it. So I do enjoy watching those drivers attack that part of the circuit as well. It's really good to see. And when it's so good to show drivers that are very much the absolute best of their talent there. It's really good indeed. That talent. Here's Boxtel, who's aiming to become the Division 2 world champion as well. But he cannot. He's I think got a couple of races to go before he can think about winning. Before he can think about seeing at the title. And he's only got he's got a 28 point gap in Division 2 at the moment, which does sound like a lot, but in this game anything can happen, and it usually does that. The final turn then, and Boxtel is across the line, and he's actually slower by a whisker of 0.12 of a second there. A minute and 30 to go in this session then, and the time is ticking down quite quickly. Nathan, who is 13th fast at the moment, and of course Cookie is 14th. Danger Times is 15th on the grid at the moment, as he's just coming out of the garage now. Then we've got 17 seconds left. 70 seconds left to go in this session now, and Nathan goes 5th fast. That's a much better time now for the Alfa Romeo driver, right up there. Brilliant stuff indeed then, and he'll be very happy of that indeed then. Drivers now coming out on circuit as well. I reckon that my time's a bit what's happened? An illegal block in there for Nathan. He's got a 5-place grid penalty, and I think he wasn't blocking at all, Nathan was. Now it's such a shame. He was just trying to keep out of the way, I think now, and oh dear. So Nathan, who got a great lap in, has just been slapped with a 5-place grid penalty, which means he'll start 10th at the moment, but I don't think he's going to stay there because the track is ramping up all the time here. BT using the slipstream of that McLaren in front of us. I think that's Danger Times, isn't it? It's not Danger Times, it's Blaze that I could have got 50% right, and unfortunately I was wrong on that occasion. Mr. BT goes 7th fastest on, and as I mentioned, he had pole position at the last time out in the Dutch Grand Prix. Boxtel's gone faster by 22 hundredths of a second now. My goodness gracious me. Boxtel is like lowering the benchmark here. As I mentioned, he hasn't had pole position yet in his Division 1 career. He's had 7 pole positions, I think 6 or 7 pole positions in Division 7, so he certainly knows how to nail a quick lap then, and at the moment he's very much on song, isn't he there? And we're just watching Tiger then, and Tiger's right in the way of Julian here, and goodness me, and Julian is going to probably lose a bit of time there, because he would have had to he wouldn't have had the entry that he wants into the parabolic. Out of it now, and Julian crossline, he's 2nd fastest. Did that cost him pole position? Maybe I'm not sure on that one. Maybe that's a bit harsh for me to say that. Tiger is now going to get 6th as well. Turner Powell is player played, and Julian very much right in the line of fire. Tiger here then, so Tiger and Julian Probably not going to be the best of friends after this one, are they? Goodness gracious me, but he does have a lovely slipstream now, ALR Grande, as Nathan it just crawls back into the pit as well. Troy has missed the checker flag by the looks of things, so he's going to be 5th on the grid there. He was fastest for most of the session there. Blaze is 2nd fastest there. Goodness me, he had an incredible final sector there and is on the front row of the grid there for the McLaren team, and he needs to start eating into Danger Times' lead. But even that, I think... in the championship, believe it or not, I feel it may be a day late and $1 short then. Just on board with Danger Times. And Danger Times only set a time on the medium tires so far. This is first attempt on the soft tires. And out of the final turn, the parabolic box house trial from the session there. This is a better time for Danger Times, but it's not good enough though. It's only 13 fastest there for the championship leader. My goodness gracious me. Mr. Rayton is he's going to get in front of the championship leader here. He is. He's also in front of Chazza and Sloth and moves himself up into a fine dilemma position on the grid. Good stuff indeed there. And I have missed it a couple of people here. And here comes Tiger across the line. There's a 10th for a second down there. And Julian also as well. So I think that unfortunately both impeded each other then, which may... so I don't think those two are going to be very fond of each other, are they? Sloth out of the parabolic, say, with black boxes in the pits then. Sloth is also, I think, finished off this time as well. But it's Boxtel who's on pole position and for the Italian Grand Prix. Magnificent stuff indeed with Blaze alongside him on row 1. Fantastic stuff indeed. Absolutely brilliant stuff then for Boxtel then. So yeah, magnificent and that's his first pole position. He's already got a Grand Prix win this in Division 1, hasn't he? Now he has pole position as well. He's had 6 podiums, so I can't believe it. He's such a good success story, isn't he, in this division? Magnificent to see them. But Mercedes is going to be happy with that because that is Mercedes' second pole position this season as well then. So good stuff indeed there for the Mercedes-Benz team. But it's going to be Blaze alongside him on row 1. Blaze is going to have to go attack it though, isn't he? With McLaren so far out in front of the constructors, 150 points, I feel that Blaze is not going to be too concerned about the Constructors' Championship at the moment. Yes, 150 points can be whittled down quite quickly as well. But I think Blaze now needs to go for the championship, doesn't he? Really, he has to go for it, but he has to go for all or nothing now, doesn't he? Look at the top 4, less than a 10th of a second then. But Boxtel, pole position, his first pole position of his career in Division 1. Fantastic stuff there. Blaze alongside him on row 1. Julian in 3rd and Epic in 4th position there. Nathan has got a 5-place grid penalty there for the shenanigans, which he, to be honest, it ain't shenanigans. He slowed down after his qualifying lap. He slowed right down because he didn't want to be a part of it, and apparently the game judged it as being as illegally blocking, which is kind of boulder dash if you ask me. But never mind. We've got Jordy Morgie, who is just a new follower. Thank you very much, my good sir. Of course, very appreciative of your following. Thank you. Right then, we're now starting the Grand Prix itself. Of course, usually we're only just starting the stream round about now, aren't we? Goodness gracious me. Of course, it's a lovely sunny afternoon here in Italy. Then, of course, we are earlier than expected, earlier than usual, mainly due to the fact that, of course, we do have the Miami Grand Prix coming up in just a jiffy as well. So that is why we're earlier on than usual then. But I must say, I did quite enjoy watching qualifying in the pub last night. It was pretty cool stuff indeed. And I did like the atmosphere actually, but unfortunately, which is pretty cool actually, with some other Formula 1 fans in there as well. It's good to see, and probably an idea for pretty good it was. Right then, 8 seconds to go then for the start of the Grand Prix. And this is going to be very interesting indeed. Then, of course, 18 cars then around the Italian Grand Prix. Remember, this is the last of the European Grand Prix. And here in Hyperdrive this season, of course, less is realistic, of course, which is done more of a random random calendar kind of thing, isn't it? As we now go across that, and let's see as we go across that, and so we got 27 laps around the Italian Grand Prix. Boxtel is on pole position. That's his first pole position of his career in Division 1. Fantastic stuff indeed there for Boxtel. He's already had a Grand Prix win already, and he's already got a division. He's already had 6 podiums as well. Blaze is alongside him on row 1. Blaze though, no helmet there, so good as we throwing caution to the wind here. Blaze needs to throw caution to the wind now because he's 98.5 points away from danger times there. He has to start eating into that lead then with just 160 odd points up for grabs so far there or thereabouts. So my master's appalling. But going into the Singapore Grand Prix in a week's time, of course, this is the last of the European races there. We've got an all Williams in row 3, haven't we? I was talking about how McLaren was quite a way out in front of Williams. But if Williams finish where they start today, that'll be absolutely perfect for them, wouldn't it? But we got Williams and Julian in 3rd position, Epic in 4th position, and Robbie in 5th position with Tygo in 6th position. 7th position is Troy there. He had the early pace, so we didn't see Warrington towards the end of the qualifying session, unfortunately for Troy. But he was quicker in the early stages. That black box in 8th position. 9th position is Mr. BT, last week's pole sitter. Mr. Rage, great stuff indeed in 10th position. Only a second Grand Prix in Division 1, fantastic. 11th position is Chazza with 12th position is Sloth. 13th position is Nathan. He got a 5-place grid penalty unfairly in my opinion. 14th position is the championship leader Danger Times, and 15th position a returning favourite of Eat the Cookie. Hopefully he can give Ferrari something to celebrate then. And then in 16th position now, driving the Alpha Tari instead of the Alfa Romeo. He's got the wrong Alpha. Clark in 17th position, Knowles in 18th position. Now 4 drivers on the medium tires. Chazza, Danger Times, Clarky, and Knowles. I thought Knowles was steamrolling into the back of everyone then. Right then. As we're lined up on the grid now, as the drivers are preparing themselves for the start of the Grand Prix. This is going to be a quick one. This one is, it absolutely flies by as normal. This one does, of course, are we expecting safety cars? I am indeed, then, especially the pesky Ascari chicane. Knowlesy is lined up 18th on the grid then, here tonight then, as we are now getting ready then for the start. And when those lights come on, there we go. We have 4, we have 5. It's go here in Monza, and it's a pro. It's going to be a drag down into a Blaze is going to go past before they've got to turn 1. Jordy Boxhouse had the pole in start there. That's he's lost pole position, advanced already into turn 1 then. The Williams are locked horns there into turn 1 and 2, and I think Julian's got in front of Epic. He has, you know, then. So the drivers on the dirtier side of the grid have got better starts then. And look at this, then. He's now coming back. Alan Epic is coming back on, and Troy is on the outside. He's got past Tygo as well. Terrible start for Chazza. Chazza's starts are pretty appalling this season. And he has dropped down the order once again, Chaz, as he's down 5 positions, which is not good, is it? And into the Dali Roger chicane, and they've all got through safe. That's a very good start indeed here in Division 1. Then this could not be a better start to the Italian Grand Prix. Everyone has gone around the first couple of corners, and magnificent stuff indeed. That Blaze leads in half a second in front of Box Talent in 2nd position there. Julian in 3rd. Epic dropping down to 4th position there. Robbie in 5th. 6th position is Troy. Tygo in 7th position there. 8th position is BT with Black Box in 9th position, and Sloth in 10th position. Nathan, who had a 5-place grid penalty, is already up into 11th already. Good stuff indeed. 2 positions made up already. Who was that? And I think that was a V. Oh, contact. Tiger's gone to the back of V Robbie after V Robbie got a bit unstable in the Ascari chicane. Now that's a McLaren who was trying to defend from Eat the Cookie, going down into the Parabolica. Oh goodness gracious me then. Accelerating out of the Parabolica as well. Oh, Mr. Rage is limping. Mr. Rage is limping now. There's problems there for the second Ferrari, and he's coming into the pits. Mr. Rage, that is a shame now for Mr. Rage. A horrible start for the Ferrari. Both Ferraris out of the top 10 then as we come through the complete lap 1 there. Blaze leads, Box Talent 2nd position. Look at Blaze, he's flying away. My goodness me, he is an absolute machine out there at the moment. Blaze is there. He's really got his head down, and he is really trying to he needs to put on pressure. Danger Times all the way down in 16th position now, and this is a good opportunity then for a 25-point swing there for the 2 championship protagonists there. On board with V Robbie then, who had an awful swap there. I wonder if Tygo's got damage there, who went to the back of him, and that's an Alpine off there. Sloth there, and of course he had the after incredible performance last week there. Unfortunately, he has been brought back down for a bit of a bump, unfortunately, here tonight there. But hopefully he can have a strong finish to the Grand Prix. It's not over till it's over then. We've still got a long way to go in this race. We've only completed the first lap here tonight, and we've got V Robbie sorry, it's not V Robbie anymore, it's just Robbie there, all at the back of Troy, and Troy is struggling. And look at Troy there, the back end of that car is wiggling back and wiggling side to side there. And look at Robbie, he doesn't even need the DRS then, does he? The DRS would be activated at the end of this lap then. So he is all over the back of Troy here. So they're going a bit wide there. Blaze at the fast side of the race and a second and a half. That is an absolutely incredible start from Blaze. He's just absolutely dancing away from the rest of the field then. And down into the first chicane as well. Is he going to have a look then? He's having a look then, but Troy is too far in front. Look at him condensed up. Like, goodness gracious me. And he's just giving him a good old push there, isn't he? Out of turn one. And Mr. Rage got a 3-second penalty there. He is on the medium tires, Mr. Rages. So he's now going to be in for the long haul. He's going to have to hope for a safety car of some kind, I feel. On board with Robbie again. And look at that sun right into the eyes of the drivers there. Of course, when I asked the drivers about this, I think it was USA last when I was commentating last season in ALR that was that a problem for the drivers in that USA Grand Prix in turn 19 and 20, but they said it didn't even affect them at all. It just shows how incredibly focused they are about the corner. They don't even get concerned about the sun, unless they all wear sunglasses, of course, which is I think the drivers have over, isn't it, where they always wear sunglasses. Is V-Rob going to go down the Ascari chicane? I think he's too far back. He is too far back at the moment. Blaze has got the gap. Oh, and Troy, goodness me, there, wandered off the circuit there, and that is going to entice V-Robbie with no end there, and he's going to have a look into the parabolic, is he? I think he might just have a look. Oh, I thought he was having a sniff there, just trying to put off Troy there, but Troy is a very wise campaigner, but look at that great slingshot out of Parabolic. He used a bit of hers as well, didn't he? And now he's alongside then, and look at this, and Troy is going to, they've both got DRS, and so they're both equally matched in with the rear wings open there, but Troy has the inside line. He breaks later than V-Robbie there. V-Robbie contact, a bit of contact there, and there's also a Red Bull in there as well. Goodness gracious me. And Troy has got the position now. He kept the position nicely there. Lovely stuff indeed then. But we now, as he comes back out, look at this, and he is coming back out. Now, Troy, is he going to... look, V-Robbie, I think it's just a wiggling his card. I wonder if he's been happy about that defending there from Troy. Look at the gaggle of cards here. As Eat the Cookie has just dropped behind Anden. Said, oh, contact was that. Oh, goodness me, it's a mess. It's a mess there. And Anden and Eat the Cookie. It's a 5-second penalty for Clarkey with a severe collision with Cookie. As Cookie got damaged, he has got damaged. There's debris all over the show there. And Andedge also involved as well and gets it. Unfortunately, it was a bit too tight in the Delia Roger chicane there, wasn't it? On board with Mr. BT, and Mr. BT then it's just a keen of watching brief at the moment. Then there's Robbie is just going to have another look as well. Then look at this, he's all over the back then. As Troy then look at this, and I think that none of them wants to be in front. They're going into the DRS detection zone, and he is almost pushing Troy coming out of the Parabolica. And on the switch ends, Tiger's got a red X there, which always makes us nervous, don't it? And he's left the session now. Oh goodness me! And now here comes Robbie. That time is because Troy hasn't got the DRS set after he lost a lot of time, didn't he, in the opening exchange of the last lap, didn't he? And Troy down in 6th position there, and that's unfortunate there for Tiger in the Red Bull then. So horrific stuff indeed there for Tiger. Hopefully we can get back into the session at pronto here. Both Ferraris at the back of the field then. Horrific stuff indeed. I think Eat the Cookie was the only driver then they got damage in that exchange there. So Blades has kind of just checked off, hasn't he? He's absolutely run away with this one. Of course, Blades, a 3-time Grand Prix winner this season. He's been on the podium 7 times, hasn't he, this season? But it's been his DNFs there. He's had 5 DNFs compared to Danger Times of 0 so far. That is the difference between the two McLaren drivers. Danger Times is making his way through the field quite nicely indeed. He's now in the 12th position, Danger Times is. So that's lovely stuff indeed. 2 seconds the gap is now. Blaze is just trying to field out a lovely Sunday driver. There's the Papaya McLaren. Who was that off? As Robbie there using a bit of the track we don't rent at this time. Thank goodness gracious me. But now Troy is still in DRS. Robbie's going to have the same problem that Troy had last lap there, where he didn't have DRS and goodness me, it did feel like a sitting duck there down the back straight there. We are expecting a one-stop strategy around here. The softs to the mediums or the mediums to the soft tires there. We have seen both Ferraris come in then. I wonder if they're going to have to go to a 2-stopper there. And Troy is through. What about Mr. BT, who's also snuck through as well, going down into turn 1 there. He's going to get very squeezy here. And look at this, that incredible. Oh, and they're getting very close indeed. There's a pinch point at the exit of the chicane. And we've got a Haas there as well. Troy goes back in the session, and the Haas into the inside the Delia chicane here. And that is Black Box up into 7th position. Magnificent driving for Black Box, and he's on the outside. And but Mr. BT, oh goodness me, that's going to be very pinch. Oh, Oh no! And he spun the car. BT has oh dear, I've also got him into hot water as well because resetting to the track is not allowed. Oh, Robbie's also spun. Also had an issue at the first. Let's not hear that. Is how skittish these cars are with such a low drag, such a low downforce setup here. Oh my goodness gracious me. Wow, it's absolutely action here in the middle part of the race there, isn't it? And now Troy, Troy's had a bit of a. I thought that Robbie had a bit of an issue in the first lesson, but Troy's lost a lot of time, hasn't he? Since in the second part of the lesson, Clark has got a 3-second penalty thus far. That's 2 racers now with penalties so far. The other drivers haven't got that so far. So I've lost me gaps, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll get them back in just a minute. Then gap is almost 3 seconds at the front now. Julian is now alongside the Mercedes. Boxtel is unfortunately dropped out of second position. Look, it's going to be 2. It's 2. It's got past her. And Troy is wiggling out there. And is Troy going to have a look there? Not quite then. Oh, goodness me. Incredible stuff indeed there. But look, the Boxtel has gone from second to fourth there in that exchange. So that was how DRS, of course, said. Now, as Williams got the pace to go after Blaze, because I don't think Boxtel had the race pace at this moment in time, does he? However, Blaze is certainly wandering off in this race at the moment, isn't there? Can the two Williams really put pressure on the Papaya McLaren? Danger Thomas still down top at this moment. Keeping on Danger Thomas, of course, as he is the championship leader in division. Oh, one here, and BT there had a squirrel there, and he dropped down in 10th position. And Tygo said, "Thank you very much. Probably one of the easier passes that he's going to do tonight." Tygo is as we're just watching Nathan then, who is dropping back slightly. Then I say dropping back, and then just got the 3-second penalty as well. As it's very difficult, isn't it? There. To not get penalties around this place, that is the tyres not so much wear then, so you've got to be a bit careful having it around the corners like a Scary and corners like that, and unfortunately you will be off in a major incident. Of course, we've seen poor old Farf who had an issue there on the final lap of Friday's race then in Division 3. On board with Boxtel. Now the shoe is on the other foot, isn't it? And he's now got DRS, Boxtel has said, but he, of course, Epic's got DRS as well, but so it's equal. It's just kind of equaled itself out there. Troy back up into 5th position now. Great battle between these guys, and they're only 1.5 seconds away from the three cars, with the 3 cars battling in front of the 2 Williams and the Mercedes. We've got Robbie though back underneath the rear wing of the Aston Martin cars whilst the sun is trying to burst through the trees here, and Troy then is going to go on the outside, but no dice at the moment there. Troy then just doesn't even, I don't think he defended too hard either in the Dally Rogers chicane now, did he? He was quite happy just sticking to his racing line, and that is probably the quickest way. That's the quickest way you're going to get through a corner. Lap 8 then. So lap 8 in this Grand Prix then, unfortunately, Eat the Cookie down in 18th position now. 17th position for Mr. Rage. Eat the Cookie had issues with, I think he had a collision with Clarkey, unfortunately, didn't he? And I think, was it Andenge involved as well? I think it was, isn't there? Unfortunately, for those drives out. So that's why they're limping moved at the back of the field at the moment. Tygo has just got back past BT, moved himself up into 9th position now. So good stuff indeed. BT, of course, hasn't finished the race so far yet in Division 1, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll do today then. He's currently in 10th position at the moment, Mr. BT is. He's a quick customer, BT is there, but he needs to finish some races a bit more, doesn't he? He does have a pole position as well, to say. We've got pole position in the Dutch Grand Prix last time out. Block Box is the first driver to go in the pits, as is Nathan as well. So Robbie has got back past Troy here, and I'm wondering, look at I wonder if these drivers are initiating the undercut here. They have to be initiating the undercut, haven't they? And I think that this is going to get very interesting. That Danger Time said it's not going to be initiating the undercut. He's going to be going for more of the alternative strategy here, and what he's going to do with that one is that he's going to go longer, and he's going to come in the pits and throw on the soft tyres and be quite quick towards the end now. So Black Box and Nathan is going to be leading the charge on the undercut here. We'll see how this one progresses then in the next lap or two. And is anyone going to react then? Is Robbie and Troy going to react then? Now, I don't think Blaze needs to react to the one. He's got a 3-second gap between himself and Julian in 2nd position and Epic in 3rd. And of course, Boxtel not too far back either. I think that those drivers are trying to hold each other up then, because Robbie and Troy are now almost within a second of Boxtel, which is going to get very interesting deep down that buses, and I absolutely love it. Chazza is just leading this line, one of the 2 medium runners then who started on the medium tyres of Chazza and Danger Times then doing alright so far. Same with Knowlesy and Clark, and those are the 4 drivers that started on the medium tyres at the beginning of this race. They are of course they will be pitting for foreseeable future. Troy and V Robbie have come into the pits absolutely together here. As goodness gracious me. We've got Julian, who's now just been passed by Epic, and there is a box that's gone to the back of the Williams there. Before accelerating out of the chicane now. So Blaze has got a 3.3 second gap at the moment. Knowles has now moved up the order as well. And so has Clarky. Sloth, who hasn't come in the pits either, along with the top 4 out here at the moment. So where is that putting V Robbie then? So Robbie is coming on the pits now. Where's Black Box then? I think the Black Box is going to be quite close there, but Robbie is just about done it there. But Troy has lost out here, so that is the power of the undercut. And now then we got to BT, and oh my goodness me, they're still fighting coming out of the pits at Tygo and BT, and this is going to be a gladiator battle right into the end then, I think, and that's going to be fantastic news indeed then. Black Box then, who would like to go out in front of Robbie. He does say he has the tyre, he knows what's underneath him though, doesn't he? Black Box says in terms of tyre, so I'm wondering if he might be able to strike whilst the iron's hot then. We'll keep an eye on that one then, because we're back on board Boxtel as Julian is struggling on this lap there, because look at this, Boxtel's alongside him going into the parabolica. It's not and Julian is on the outside. And on Boxtel, I think I had a squirrel then. And let's see if Boxtel's in the pits, so he's he's got a 5-second penalty then for speeding in the pit lane, unfortunately for Boxtel. Oh dear, Mercedes mechanics are getting ready now, primed and ready for the car then, and but Danger Times then and Chaz are going to be happy with this, and Sloth has got a 5-second penalty as well for speeding in the pit lane. It's one of the harder pit entries here, isn't there, as you come off the circuit there. You come off the circuit quite a high speed, don't you? Boxtel is coming out of the pits now. Is he going to be in front of this man here, V Robbie? He is now accelerating on it. I think he might have just done enough, or is he? Look how close Robbie is here then, so I think that has to be alarm bell, and he's bringing so much later. He is on the outside, and he takes it for this. He's past Boxtel here. My goodness me, staying out for those extra couple of hours really cost Boxtel, and it could cost Julian as well, and Epic. I think Blaze at the moment is just about safe, and I wonder if the drivers may have to think about coming in the pits. Boxtel's coming back out there into the Danny Roger chicane. Not quite though. Robbie is in 8th position and 9th position. Boxtel. 9th position is Boxtel, and then Black Box in 10th position. Well, there's so many boxers around here tonight, isn't there? Goodness gracious me. Troy in 11th position. Wow, that was very close indeed, and that has to be alarm bells, isn't it, for the top runners here who have stayed out so far then. I'm wondering, is the McLaren mechanics ready then? What about Blaze then? Blaze is staying out then. I'm sure that the one the Williams team's going to be in, cars are going to be in, is Epic in first then, and this is going to be very important now. So Williams are down at the other end of the pit lane here then, as he's on the pit lane speed limiter. Danger Times and Chaz are doing a very good job there on those old medium tyres. So now he's in the pits, and he's now throwing on the medium tyres, and Epic is then before it comes out of the pits. Where is this going to put him then? I think that Epic's done a really good outlap here, hasn't he? But let's see though, because is he going to be? He is a bit further up the road than Boxtel is there. So Epic has had a much better outlap here. In-lap here, hasn't he there? And he is kept in front of this gaggle of cars, but very much a warning sign there. So is Julian going to get out in front then? It's going to be very much nip and tuck then, as once again Tygo and BT are still fighting into the first chicane. I absolutely love it. Incredible stuff indeed then here as they come through the Curva Grande. Julian's had a bit of a nightmare lap this way around, hasn't he? He's lost quite a bit of time. Robbie dropping down the order, and he's down behind his nemesis here, Troy, in this Grand Prix. I'm not sure if he's had a swapper or not, but Black Box now in 9th position. As I mentioned, Black Box has been an absolute revelation here, hasn't he? Has been an absolute revelation here, hasn't he, since driving in the Hastings, which has been good stuff indeed there. Into the pits comes the Grand Prix, the race leader. V-Robert's got a 3-second penalty. Knowlesy is now under the cosh here from Epic. Epic is very slipstream as well. Julian in the pits, and medium tyres then for Blazer. Danger Time's going to take the lead of this Grand Prix. And he's on the outside. Incredible. Yellow flag. There's a car off. It's an Alpine. Oh my goodness me. And Epic is on the outside in the parabolic chicane. Magnificent overtake. And he is through and up into 6th position there. Where's Julian? Julian's only just come out the pits, and oh my goodness me, now Boxtel's also in the slipstream house. Look at this, and it's a drag race out into turn 1. And Julian's now in 8th position there. Good stuff indeed then. And look at this, as we've now got Mr. BT. What happened there? I think Sloth has he damaged the car, as he Sloth has said. And it's a nightmare race for Sloth. What a shame then. Back into the first left was Chaz and Danger Times on the alternative strategy, along with Clark. He's doing a really good job as well, Clark. He's gone a bit under the radar, hasn't he? And I must apologise profusely there to Clarky, because I should have probably missed that earlier on. Look at this, as Julian Simon at the inside. Nosey is understeering like crazy in the Aston Martin car, and he is really struggling. Has he got damage there, Nosey? Oh, it's that contact there for Robin, and he's trying to get past as well. Nosey is crawling. There's a problem for the Aston Martin car. Oh no, and I think that Nosey would be a very disappointed camper in that Aston Martin. There's Blazehead, who has got a 3-second gap still over himself in Epic at the moment, and so he's not in too much difficulty at the moment. Lap 13 out of 27 here in the Italian Grand Prix. We're going down to the Parabolica again. Boxed out in Epic, then renewing their rivalry, and Julian did get past quite quickly, didn't he? So, but Black Box coming in the pits a lap or two earlier than his rivals has put himself in the mix here, got himself in front of Troy. Nathan done the same thing as well. Good stuff indeed there for those drivers. Very much so. Strategy playing absolutely perfect for those drivers there. Lovely stuff indeed there. And Accelerator coming out of turn 1 as well. Tygo and BT once again now just swapping positions there. Absolutely great battle in between these two. Drivers yet to come in the pits, and it's Danger Times, Clarky and Chazza, and not forgetting Knowlesy as well. So everyone else has come in the pits at the moment, and I think the biggest losers in this opening stint has definitely been BT and Tygo. Unfortunately dropped down the order as well. V Robbie had a swap, and he's also dropped down the order as well. Winners has to be Black Box and Nathan, I would hazard the guess there. And also Boxstar as well has got back past as well. Good evening to you, Menace Max. We've got Kaz to say as well. Don't say it too often. Don't say it, because Division 2 on top as usual. I think that was after qualifying, so I'm a little bit on that. Don saying commentary is so good, it makes you makes you feel like get on my steering wheel. Thank you very much, Don. But I must say it's not me that makes the commentary good. It is the drivers that make the commentary that makes it good, isn't it? Because they're so good. And into the pits because Danger Times. I thought he's going off to be. Oh, it's a 5-second penalty for Danger Times. Happy birthday to Menace Max, by the way, for yesterday. No, wait, for today I should say that. Happy birthday to Menace Max for today. No, hope you've had a lovely day. Danger Times 5-second penalty. The championship leader is having a bit of a difficult day out here, and that 5-second penalty could cost them, I think, later on. And Chazza leads the Grand Prix of Clarkey in second position there. Of course, Menace Max also got driver of the day last night as well, so yeah, good, another bonus indeed then. On board with Boxtal, who is currently in 5th position at the moment. We've got Dean Thomas, who's got a 5-second penalty, and we don't expect any more pit stops in this race. So that is going to be added to the end of his race time, and that is a brutal blow to Danger Times here. Remember, Danger Times is on 98.5 point lead in the World Championship, as it's the final European round of the season, isn't it? Before we now go to the flyaways in Singapore, Japan, USA, Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi to finish off at the first season of Hyperdrive. It has been an absolute success, hasn't it? It really has indeed. Then just watching Boxstar floating over the Ascari chicane. We're on board now with Boxstar Epic there, just weaving ever so slightly there to break the slipstream. So he's not doing it into the braking zone. Then you should be all fine and dandy. Chaz has gained a bit of time out here on this lap, hasn't he? It's a good lap indeed there for Chazza. Can Blaze get past? He is getting past there. Blaze is dominating. He's on a blaze of glory, you could say, here tonight. Fantastic stuff indeed. We've also got Boxtown, who's moved himself back up in a de facto second position on track. In terms of how this race is playing out, he is now in a de facto second position then, with the two drivers of Clark and Chaz. Has still got to come into the pits, of course, there, as it now flies through. Oh, goodness me, we've got as we're just on board now with Boxstar, and they're going over the chicane as well. We've got Tygo, who has just got past Nosey into 11th position down. Tygo is 11th position, and Nosey down into 12th position now. Now BT is also alongside Nosey as well. Nosey is struggling at this stage of proceedings, so he's got through into the first left mode then, and away he goes. Good stuff indeed there. just now on board with Clarky then, as he is struggling to get that car with the Ascar chicane. Remember that, of course, so he's been on those tires since the opening lap here in Italy, hasn't he? So those tires are going to be well past their best here in this one. Just back on board with BT. BT there right underneath the gearbox now with Tygo. I think these two have had an absolutely sensational battle. Mr. Rage has got a 3-second penalty. So his nightmare race is continuing. Unfortunately, both Ferraris was hoping for a safety car after their race went a bit peak-tongue on the opening exchanges in this one. And now Tiger then is gone slightly wide then out of the parabolic, and now Mr. BT is all over the back. But Nosey is now in the pits then as a BT breezes past Tiger, moves himself up into 11th position now. Dangerous times to set the fast lap of the race, of course. It doesn't matter if you have to be doesn't matter if you're on the top 10 or not, of course, though, because of course you will get the fastest lap point anyway. Once again, the two Williamses now coming close together as well. Then goodness me, we're only on lap 17 out of 27, and we're over half distance here in the Grand Prix here in Italy. And this one's, as I mentioned, this one absolutely flew by then. Don, you wonder what's my name? My name is Sean, my good sir. But if you want to make a donation, then indeed you can just throw it into the Twitch and all that kind of stuff. But I must admit, I think I need Dylan now. I'm hoping that Dylan, our Twitch expert, comes in and saves me grace here, because I have no idea about donations and stuff, man. But I really appreciate that. I really do indeed. Then, of course, it makes me quite emotional, to be honest. Here comes Julian. Well, before I get more emotional, let's just talk about Julian going up in the third position. Lovely stuff indeed there, up the inside into turn one. Beautiful stuff indeed. Passes Epic, and away he goes. And fantastic stuff indeed there. I really appreciate that very much indeed, Don. Absolutely, it means a lot to me. I'm really bad at taking compliments. I get very, I don't know, I get lost for words, which is not very good as a commentator, is it, to say that? But very much appreciated. And hopefully Dylan will be in a minute to let you know about the donations and all that kind of stuff. But because we at Hyperdrive are a team, and so yes, very much appreciate that. And of course, Nosey will also appreciate your kind words as well. Excuse me. I think I think that I'll pass that comment on to Nose as well, because I think he's had a bit of a shocker out there in terms of race time tonight, isn't he, unfortunately? But we've got Robbie, who is now right behind Nathan. Nathan, of course, had a 5-place grid penalty. Serious Russian, damn it, I didn't know it was starting early. Yes, it's starting early because of the Miami Grand Prix. We probably should have put something on Twitter, to be fair. But anyway, welcome very much, Serious Russian. I hope you've had a lovely day. We're just watching Nathan. Oh my goodness me, the back end is floating out there. I thought he was gone. Well played, Nathan. Very good job indeed, my good man. Absolutely love it. Look at this. Robbie's all over the back end there. Goodness me, we've got two Alpha cars submerged into one. Then it's an Alpha Tauri Romeo going into one. So we've got Troy, who is now battling off Black Box here. Tygo has got up into 9th position. Very good stuff indeed. Then thank you very much. Who is redeemed some gift subs here of 50,000. Thank you very much. I absolutely appreciate that indeed. Then virtual high five to you all. Then I do appreciate all your kind words. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. There, I'm rubbish at Twitch though, because you're going to boo me out of the commentary box, I think. There, but I was more of a YouTuber really. I would say then. I don't really know much about Twitch at all. It's Dylan's masterpiece. Twitch is there. He's our expert, and he will if he needs to give you any details, he'll throw them across. And of course, as he usually does that. I think that Dylan must be enjoying his afternoon cup of tea, I think, at the moment. Of course, remember the race has started early tonight because of the Miami Grand Prix, of course, which I am buzzing about. I thought Miami wasn't going to be a good racetrack, but I have been proven wrong there, which I normally have in the world of Formula 1. But definitely on this case, I was well. I've really enjoyed the Miami experience. Very good stuff indeed. That is, and I do quite like. It's really, really interesting. indeed. Right, coming across the line then, this is almost so interesting as well. Then we've got a couple of penalties on the screen. We'll go through the penalties in just a minute. And Julian, not for close enough well, Julian, as it goes down into turn one. Julian's having a really good second half of the season, I must say. As he is flying out the run, and Nathan has got past Black Box. A good three, it's getting a bit pinchy there, and Nathan has got past Black Box as well. That's cheeky but chewy. I love it. And we've got the Mercedes of BT, repelling the attack of Tygo as well. And is he going to go on the outside here? Black Box this way now. Oh, he's flying through a cover Grande. And is it going to be a Grande move and into the Dalla Roger chicane? Not quite. And Nathan has kept the position. Oh, my word there. But look at the sun glaring into the driver's eyes. And as they go into the first and the last one, there's Robbie in the background there. He is just sitting, watching and waiting, isn't he? And we've got kind of Troy needs to get out of the DRS. And if he doesn't get out of the DRS, then he is going to be a sitting duck down that back straight. Blaze has been, I think he's in cruise control, isn't he, Blaze? He's been enjoying himself out here all afternoon, hasn't he? 2.5 seconds the gap is now for the McLaren driver. Danger times a 5-second penalty, as well as right down in full 12th position as well. 3-second penalty for Mr. BT, and that I think is just added on there in the penalty situation at the moment as we're going down into the parabolic chicane again. Oh, nope, a hairpin again then. Troy hasn't got out of that DRS at all, has he? My goodness me. Good driver of the day already. Good gracious me then. It's absolutely flying by the one. Of course, driver of the day then. Poll is up, everyone. Then key, very much get your votes in. I've just poked myself in the nose, not really hurt. Nathan's over the fifth. He's done it. That a 5-place group penalty is all stopping this Alfa Romeo. Fantastic. Black Box. Oh my goodness me. Trying to sneak up the inside of Troy. Troy is slamming the door shut there. Oh my goodness gracious me then. And now then, and look at this. Oh, who's that? That's Troy. Oh my goodness me. Oh, they've come together. Oh, I've just watched the replay because I was looking down. And Troy has got damage there. And that's the first incident now. And going into the Dahlia Roger chicane. It's a virtual safety car in this one, and as the AlphaTauri is letting V-Road back through the free car accident. Now I can't watch F1 until 12:39 because I got rid of Sky. As we've got a bit of shenanigans here then here in the as going out of the first lesson. And virtual safety car, everyone has to slow down to the Delta on their steering wheel, or on the hood is on the hood then. Driver of the day then, Nathan, Blaze, Troy, Black Box are the viewers pick then. So that is your driver of the day award so far then. And Nathan's got one vote so far. Blaze has got one vote as well then, as I think it's been superb so far, isn't it? Good stuff indeed. Menace Max, driver of the day curse then. It is indeed. It's almost as worse as the commentator's curse. What a shame for Troy, because Troy, he was having battles all the way around the field, wasn't there? But that Aston Martin's a bit wingless here, and now he's got to cover the pits there. And I think that's almost certainly ended his chance for points here, hasn't he? And here comes Black Box, who's back on the rear end then of V Robbie, down into a turn one then, and away he goes up in the sixth position. Tygo is on the inside as well, passes BT, moves up into eighth position. There it is, eighth position now. As BT going to try and get back. These two have had a war, haven't they? An absolutely incredible battle all through the night, haven't they? I really enjoyed this one indeed. It's been good stuff indeed for these drivers. And Danger Time's currently on the cusp, not getting points set. Let me take a look at the season stats. This is going to be the first time this season that Danger Time's not going to score any points at this moment in time. Something's going to be something has to really go into Cookie's favour at the moment, because that is a major blow indeed there for Danger Times. Remember, he does have a 98.5 point lead at this stage of the World Championship with only 6 rounds to go. So only 156 points up for grabs still, with a 98 point lead is pretty substantial, isn't it? But this is not ideal, this one, isn't it? Out of the Parabolica once again, and Blaze is 2.5 seconds up the road still. So we've got an incredible battle here once again. And box down with Julian and Epic there. Once again, they cannot be separated, can they? And now Julian's on the outside, takes the second position here. Yellow flag of Ferrari's off, but it's Eat the Cookie. He is off the circuit there. He's gone off at I think the Feds had an issue there, didn't he? And he's damaged the car. Eat the Cookie has, and a struggle then on Eat the Cookie's return to Grand Prix racing tonight. And BT is up to 8 position. Tiger's on the outside, then August is going to be a Hamilton and Verstappen incident. No, it isn't, because those two drivers have given each other space then. And Tiger up in, as Tiger staying on position, beach up to 8 position. I absolutely applaud that. That was fantastic, wasn't it? For those two drivers. Jeff Desert saying outside car turn into the other two, whoever that was. Then either Cookie returns. Then Cookie's got a 5 second penalty and has left the session. Unfortunately, Cookie has, and I think that's just as bad as pitting and quitting. Unfortunately, but unfortunately, his car is not going to be ghosting around. Unfortunately, so that's a bit of a shame. Right, Blaze is now almost 3 seconds up the road. We have got this. I don't think I'd say that the battles are going to be settling down, but they really aren't, are they? Because this battle between Tiger and BT has been an absolute doozy all the way through this race, hasn't it? As a Menace Max is very amused by Mushroom's comments there, and I am indeed. I love it. Right, the Blaze then is about 2.5 seconds up the road at the moment. The driver today, Nathan and Blaze have still got 1 vote each. Then, of course, you could also have the viewers pick as well if you want. Then, who do you reckon should be driver today? Then, out of the 4 drivers that have been listed, then keep an eye on that as well. Oh, and Blaze going on the outside, incredible! He is up into 8th position. My goodness me! And good job he's got dark overalls on there, because he might have to change them after that. My word, then, because I thought that was going to be an airplane crash. Then, great driving indeed. How they kept each other. They gave each other room, and that's fantastic driving indeed. Good commitment as well from Tiger. I love it. Fantastic. Robbie in the 7th position at the moment now. 3 seconds is on the board for his penalties. Boxar's got a 5 second penalty, unfortunately, for speed in the pit lane, so he's going to drop off the podium, I think. Then, so Animal could be up into de facto second here. Then Nathan, I don't think is going to be higher enough. Then, but he's done a great job tonight, Nathan has, hasn't he? Really good stuff indeed. There, fantastic. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then, as Slayer saying, "Oh no, that's Cookie has crumbled." Then that is, unfortunately, that is the way the Cookie crumbles tonight. Unfortunately, crumbling to the barrier. Just flicking over the Ascari chicane. And of course, we're back on board with V Robbie and Blaze. Just taking a quick stock check of what's going on in this Grand Prix tonight. And Blaze is still out in front. Then we haven't seen much of the McLaren driver, have we? Really, because he has been absolutely. He's just dominated, as the Blaze has there. And this is going to be his 4th Grand Prix win of the season, and he'll be his 8th podium as well. So that's exactly what Blaze. He'll be very happy with that then as well. So just have a look down into turn 1. Then no safety cars in this race here. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then is Mr. BT up into 8th position. Tygo down into 9th. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Is what's happened. As Anden just crawling on the back straight then, and I wonder if he's come a cropper at the Scar chicane. He's I'm not surprised, because he cannot see without a helmet, of course. Thank goodness gracious me! I bet he'd be squinting all the way through that race there. I'm going to be honest. I think his eyebrow muscles are really going to be hurting after that then. But I think that Anden has got some issues there. Robbie has got a 3 second penalty there, and that's down to 6 seconds, and that's going to cost him in his epic battle with Black Box here. As we've got Julian then, who's currently in 2nd position. Geordie in 3rd position. 4th position at the moment is in at 4th position, and just having a sniff down the inside there. Nothing doing on there. Knowles has got a 10 second penalty, which goodness gracious me then. So I think Knowles may have missed the first chicane by the looks of it. That's where he just went across then. So Knowles, unfortunately, that's not. I know it's a bit. I know it's got a bit of concrete there, and he's got a 5 place penalty as well. Knowles has for gaining a 1 position there. Geordie's on the outside. Then it's Julian just trying to straight line it. And look at this then, and this. I'm wondering if this is a bit of a double team instead between the 2 Williams stars here. But look at this. Geordie's out there. He's had a look on the inside. No dice for the moment. Into the curve of Grande as well. 5 second penalty for Clarkey, and the 2 Williams is there on the outside, and Geordie's now still in 1st position. Epic can't get past then. Well, that was very neat stuff indeed then, as we're on the 2nd to last lap here in Italy. As a Black Box there, just unfortunately that straight is not long enough out of Curva Grande, and he is still in 7th position on it. But remember, he is in front of Robbie in terms of the penalties at the moment now. In terms of the penalties at the moment, so at the moment, goodness gracious me, I don't want to talk about it more. I've got a bit of a tongue twister there, which reminds me actually, I need to get some twisters from Iceland tomorrow. We have got I'm getting confused with all these lappers at the moment. We'll go back to this battle here and look at Julian. He's got to hold on for one more lap, hasn't he? Blaze is now 3.5 seconds up the road. He's absolutely controlled this. Race, hasn't he? Really, Blaze has from start to finish an absolute command, hasn't he? Tonight, brilliant stuff indeed there for Blaze. He's on the final tour of the Italian Grand Prix here. As I mentioned, as I keep mentioning, this is the last European race. Oh, and here comes Box down. He's going for it. He's having a look on the outside. He takes second position. Julian's going to break later. He breaks later, but Jordy has the high ground. He has to stay within 2 seconds, so does he? Remember that? But Julian is not concerned. He wants to win this on track, doesn't he? He is a racer, as he coming out Curva Grande again. Clark has got more penalties again, then Julian is now all over the back of the Mercedes, and he's gone on the inside into the Daniel Rogers chicane there. He usually ends in tears, and that one there, of course, has a curve that absolutely launches you flying into the air, doesn't it? So I think that Julian may be thinking now that as long as he doesn't lose 2 seconds there, he will be on in third position there. Epic will be second, and it's a good drive for Epic here tonight. I think he'll be overjoyed with this one, and he won't take second in the championship, of course, so as Blaze there is going to be extending his advantage here. Black Box is up into 6th position there, as Robbie has dropped down into 8th, and we've got Tygo still in 8th position as well. Goodness gracious me. We're on board with, we've only got one retirement in this race, and that's Eat the Cookie. No retirements in this one. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. But here is Blaze out of the Parabolica for the 27th and final time, and he wins the Italian Grand Prix. Blaze is the Grand Prix winner of the Italian Grand Prix. His 4th race win of the season. Fantastic stuff there for Blaze then, with the 2 Williams on the podium as well. Oh, wow. Good stuff indeed then here tonight. Then Sloth has got the fast half of the race then. Oh, goodness me, we had a bit. Oh, and who is off? And it's Robbie. Oh, he's gone into the crowd then. Goodness gracious me. Danger Times is just about got a point now. And I've seen someone with a 20-second penalty there, so I'm not sure who that was. Robbie got a 20-second penalty, so I think that I don't think that's legit. So I think the Danger Times has not scored. The championship leader has not scored for the first time this season here tonight then. So that is that's a horror show for Danger Times tonight. Absolutely, the championship leader has not scored. And the gap has been whittled down then. It's still quite a mammoth gap still for Danger Times then. But is this now a chink in the armour of the championship leader? Well, we'll find out then as we're just watching Troy and Andej into the Parabolica. Oh, goodness me, I thought they'd come together then. They may have come together then, but Troy on the inside take it, and into 5th position as well. But Blaze there, what an incredible drive then. You could say that's definitely a blaze of glory. As did Blaze have jewels on his helmet and have to remove it then? Well, goodness me, I must say that I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure about this jewellery thing in Formula 1 and the underpants and all that kind of stuff, but I think that may be a discussion for another day, I would say, because that is the end of the Division 1 race. That's absolutely superb stuff indeed, which is perfect because now we've got exactly 25 minutes to the start of the Miami Grand Prix as well. So I think the Division 1 drivers behaved absolutely splendidly well today. Only one retirement, which is Eat the Cookie. Not a great return, not a great return there for Eat the Cookie. Well done, guys. Serious Retro is saying, and we've also got wow, look at the penalties in this race. Wow, is what Don is saying. Let's take a final look at the classification, shall we, from the Italian Grand Prix. Blaze, this is an important win today for Blaze, I think. I know it's an important win for Blaze. We was 4th Grand Prix win of the season. Fantastic stuff indeed there for Blaze. Epic finished second there. That's a strong drive for Epic. Really well done indeed. Then very much in there right from the get-go, wasn't it, for Blaze then? And that's his first podium visit for Blaze since the Azerbaijan Grand Prix back in round 8. So good stuff indeed there. 3rd position, Julian today. He got a 3-second penalty, but a good drive for the Williams team. Geordie Boxtal in 4th in the end. Nathan with a 5-place grid penalty. Great drive from Nathan today in 5th position. Black Box in 6th. Good stuff indeed there. I think that Robbie was 7th or 8th position then. But Mr. BT in 8th position. 9th is Chazza. 10th is Tygo. 11th position, David Tides. Oh, goodness me, I've missed out. Shocking behaviour by myself, then. Absolutely horrific. Usually, I like to go down all the way down to the bottom of the standings there, but that's not going to happen now, is it? And wow, what an incredible race that's been. And thank you very much for joining us. Yes, we are a bit earlier than usual. I don't think anyone has joined me in the commentary box, have they? I'm not surprised because I think we're all about to get ready for the Mexican Grand Prix. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been absolutely superb. Really enjoyed that race indeed. Then Hyperdrive moves on to the Singapore Grand Prix tomorrow night for Division 7. And remember, the Realistic League is back in action as well. So see you tomorrow night for the endurance race of the season in Singapore. Good night.